Hey there everyone, I am back today with another impressions video. So this is going to be about Call of Cthulhu. This is on the PS4 and probably PC, maybe Xbox One, I don't know. I didn't look into it that much, but yeah, Call of Cthulhu. This was a game I was really looking forward to. I pre-ordered it, had it sent to me, got it like I had to import this, so it was expensive. And it showed up like a week after her release because importing, and then then like I never played it, so it sat for like on my table here for like 3 months. Yeah, it came out like right at the end of August, not August, October, and then like let's see, so like two and a half months or so it sat on my table before I got around to playing it. But I did play it. I've been off this week, so I've had a bunch of time. And I played through this, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed this. It was not exactly what I was expecting, but it still worked out to be fine. So basically, this is a game that's supposed to be based on the Call of Cthulhu role playing game. It's not an RPG though, not really. Anyway, I guess it kind of is, but like it's more of like an adventure game than an RPG. It's like it does have a leveling system, but I mean, it doesn't really. It has like a skill tree, basically. It's not exactly like levels, but like you can select the skills that you want to upgrade. But it's like way different from like the Call of Cthulhu board game, because like not the board game, but the role playing game. So if you have the role playing game, I have the book over there. I'm not gonna grab it, but like in that game, you have a giant list of skills and things that you can take and learn. In this, you've got like five, maybe. No, it's more than that. It might be six. I think it's six skills, but like two of them are occult and medicine, which you can't level by yourself anyway. You have to like, for medicine, you have to find books, and for occult, you have to find occult things. In Call of Cthulhu, you can level up your medicine like normal, but like occult actually does work the same way in that like actually it doesn't. That's not true. In the game there is like Cthulhu mythos is a is a skill, right? But you can't get that unless you learn about Cthulhu mythos stuff in the game. And that's kind of like how occult works in this. It's basically like the Cthulhu mythos skill, because like every time you find like forbidden books and things, like you'll that skill will go up, or you like run into a creature, your skill will go up. That kind of stuff is how it works in the game, and that's how it works in this. So like I don't know, I think it's more of an adventure, so don't go into it expecting an RPG. It's first person for the most part, but don't go into it expecting a first person shooter or like a first person kind of action game. Like, I mean, the previous Call of Cthulhu game on the Xbox, also over there. I really like that game, but that has much more action. You have like lots of, like you have weapons and stuff. In this game, for the most part, there's like a small bit of fighting, but like it's like one chapter where you're doing any type of fighting out of like 14 total. So, for the most part, if you see a monster, you're running away, which is, you might think that's dumb, but like if you've ever played Call of Cthulhu, like the role playing game, basically if you're not running from a monster, your character is basically dead. There's no way you're gonna survive. So, I mean, that's just how the game is. Any type of monster will basically kill you immediately. And that's how this is. If you get caught by a monster in this, you're basically dead. Just restart from a checkpoint. But so it's mostly like an adventure where you're searching for items and solving puzzles to get through situations. There's usually multiple ways you can do it. So like in some cases you'll have to like find hidden items or talk to somebody well. So like it's set up in a way that like no matter what kind of skills you've selected, so like say you focused on like investigation or something, there's probably a way to get through every type of puzzle using investigation, unless in some cases there's like only one option. So like no, it doesn't really require any skills. It usually just requires finding something. But in some cases, there were multiple ways you could get through situations. There's a part where you're like trapped in an insane asylum, and you have like ways that you can make distractions. And like one is you can like kind of bribe a person, like one of the inmates, with drugs. But you can also do a thing where you like, explode some pipes or cause like an overload of the electricity or something. You can do a bunch of stuff. So there's like a bunch of different ways you can handle the situation. So like in my case, like I tried to do something and like I tried to pick a lock and the lock broke, so I couldn't like block myself out of doing it that way because I couldn't enter the room I needed to enter to do it. So I had to figure out another way to get through a situation. I think it's a good design, but like it's not used enough. So like it would be cool if there were more ways to more types of puzzles like that where you would have like multiple ways to do certain things. Because it seems like, I mean, in some case, I guess like I played pretty well, I'm guessing, because like I got to a bunch of points in the game where apparently characters can die, but like I never even felt like the characters were in any type of like the other characters that you meet in the game were in any type of danger. But like I'd get it, I'd play through the thing and I'd be like, okay, well that's how it works. But like actually, you'd get I'd get like a special achievement or so, like I guess a trophy for saving that character. Like that character didn't die in that chapter or something. Oh, I guess that guy could have died. Didn't seem like that was possible, but okay. So I mean, I maybe I'm giving it less credit than it deserves in terms of like how different things could be, because some of that stuff it didn't seem like it would be actually wrong, but actually I guess it could have been. So, but this game looks all right, except it kind of suffers from you know uh, the kind of Call of Cthulhu. I don't know. I want to say like how you imagine it would look. So like if you look at this cover, like everything is green or brown, and that's kind of like basically the entire game is some type of green or brown. Um, like you're on this kind of island, everything is run down, it's rusted and brown or kind of green when you're in some kind of like Cthulhu related thing. So it's almost it's not really varying for your environments, but that being said, like it doesn't feel terrible, like it gets the mood well. So like you're either going to be in like a low lit kind of wooden houses type thing where it's everything's brown, or you're going to be in caves and outside in the kind of murky darkness where it's going to be green. So and that's like basically your only settings. um I didn't find that horrible though. Even though like everything is the same, the game isn't long enough to really warrant a problem with that. So like it doesn't outstay its welcome. The game is relatively short. I think it took like 8 hours, maybe not, maybe 10 hours. I'd have to check, but I don't. It really wasn't that long. It was pretty short, which is fine. Like I don't have a problem with the length. I think like story worked fine. It went in a good direction, and it didn't make me feel like God, this game lasts forever. Actually, it like made me think like I could play another one of these. So yeah, there's four endings, I guess, from looking at the trophies. I got two endings because like at the end you make a choice. You can just select something, and it depends on what you do for your choices, what you can select, because one of the guys that like I selected that I said like could have died earlier, apparently if he died you have like no choice, you just have to like pick one ending. But and there's other ways to get endings too, like that I didn't figure out, but like it involves like I looked it up afterwards, and it involves like doing very specific things during the game that like you never would guess. So it's like do you know talk to this character in a different language a specific amount of times. It's just like, Jesus, well, how would you know that? But like, you know, there's like two major endings where you can like usually get through without any type of guide, I guess. I probably won't play through it like two more times to get these two opposite endings for the guide. I mean, I don't know what they are, but like, I'm not, I'm not interested enough to play this game two more times. But overall, it was pretty good. I don't regret buying it. I mean, it wasn't exactly like what I wanted, but maybe that other game that's coming out, or maybe it's out. I don't know. I have to look that up. The Sunken City, maybe it is, was another Call of Cthulhu type game that looked similar, but maybe a little bit more in depth. So I'm gonna look into that one also. But for now, if you're looking for like a kind of relatively good Call of Cthulhu game, here you go. This is, you know, ticks all the boxes for something you'd want. It doesn't have any like ridiculous fighting. The stuff you do fight in the game, it's mostly people, so that makes sense. Like, it's the only thing you can fight in the Call of Cthulhu game. Wait, if you play the role-playing game, like, you know, fight those cultists, but like, do not fight monsters. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, overall, pretty good story, interesting, held my attention all the way through. Looks good, but kind of samey after a while, and you know, easy gameplay. No complaints about that. It's, you know, solid. Not stupendous. Not like the greatest thing I've ever played, but you know, worth playing if you're interested in the Call of Cthulhu setting, and worth playing if you kind of like horror adventure games. So yeah, that'll do it. I will talk to you guys next time.